If we go by player satisfaction reports on per class, we break it down from the betas.
I mean, this is good technical information here.
Then that means the monk is very interesting.
I'm playing monk. Confirmed. I'm playing monk. It's literally all I need. I'm playing monk. That's all I needed. Literally, I'm sold.
Because the monk is the class that dies the most often.
Never mind. I'm not playing the monk. I'm not playing the monk.
But it's also the class that
Blood Mage, first 2 Ascendancies, is a negative input for the class. So I was curious about the decision making there.
Right. So okay, well, I'll go into the Blood Mage one at least. So one thing I should mention about that is that it does allow you to overcap your life by double, which is something that I didn't mention in the video. But it's kind of important, right? So effectively, if you're picking up those orbs, then you can get to double the amount of life that you normally have. So yeah, Mark actually pointed out. Mark actually mentioned that I forgot to mention that upside in the in the thing.
Limping along and kind of just like a minimal amount of content. We really wanted to kind of blow people away. So hopefully people.
Remember in Diablo 4's early access when we got to do Act 1? What I can't remember. What's the zone that Kiova shot is in? That's all we had, level 25.
Yeah, placeholder Endgame and your 3 acts and.
Put that dick.
Put what? Put that dick. Put that dick. Feels like I'm watching a 22 Jump Street.
Put that dick.
Oh man, I can't.
Can you change Ascendancies in PoE 2?
Yes, can you?
So
can you?
You actually can't right now.
No!
I actually I think I did another interview recently where I thought that we could. But I believe that you can't at the moment. This probably
My
more
first
discussion
lab
about
is
that.
literally a
I do know that,
downside.
So you can see damage numbers up here, right? But they go away. So this is, you can kind of see how much damage you do with like some shots. And as long as you keep doing damage, this number will go up. But then if you don't do damage for a few seconds, it goes away. See, he did 11k, but now it's faded away. And now it's a new round of numbers are gonna start showing up. So.
Now this monk is effectively the same kind of build that we were doing before.
I wonder if that's a mechanic or that was just a fluke. Like you freeze it and it just slid across because it was frozen.
It's a lot faster for in-game.
I wonder if that's like
physics.
physics.
Amp up a little bit further just to sort of see some of the kind of things.
Dude, look at the physics. Look at the grenade physics, man. Are you serious? Look at this. Holy, bro. Bouncing off of a boss shield. You'd love to see this, man. You'll love to see this.
You look at a map here, right? You don't know the place. This is very confusing. This is confusing. Because you don't know the place. And of course, you're looking at it, you're like, huh? What? But then guess what? You get a map of a place that you live, right? I don't want to dox myself. But then you go to a map to a place that you live and like, oh, I know where that is. Oh, look, this is over here. This is over here. This is the fucking place I'm going to get food at. You know, just like the back of your hand. And that's what the skill tree is, right? Initially, when you look at it, it's like a map of a place you don't know. It looks confusing. It looks overwhelming. You don't know where anything is. But guess what? Once you started going around the places and going to some of the things and taking some of the nodes, it just becomes like the back of your hand, and it's not confusing at all, and it's not intimidating. You just look at the map, and it's like, oh, fuck. Super easy to understand.
Do you think Elon will play PoE too? Yes, he already confirmed it. And I was talking to Rob as well. He's already mentioned in a tweet that he's going to play PoE too. Not sure if he's going to do early access still, but he said that he was going to do it on launch, but I'm not sure if he's going to do it before that.
So then they show the warrior class of the Ancestral Spirit. And the footage shows a monkey who gets summoned. He pounds his chest and he runs into a tree. He just runs away.
I know. And this came up during, like, when we saw that so late as well. So, okay, one thing I think you guys should understand is the fact that, like, okay, you probably assume that this video was ready like a week ago. Well, let me tell you, we were rendering it out the night before. And still freaking working on it, right? So there are a lot of things about that video that I certainly would have wanted to improve. And the monkey running off into the tree was definitely on the list, okay?
Can we get any information related to Righteous Fire or where that is going? I was kind of wanting to follow up with that you had mentioned in the previous.
So it's not an early access right now because it's on a class that is not, it's one of the skills for a class that's not going to be an EA. So you'll get that a little bit later. But it is going to be in. We have a prototype of it, and we've got it working a way that we're happy for it to work. But yeah, unfortunately, just not an EA, or at least not an EA at the start. Right when we add the character, it'll come in.
It's going to be in. significantly changed, or
it is very it is very different.
Okay.
But it's still fundamentally, you know, it's still fundamentally a thing where you're lighting yourself on fire and there's fire damage around you and that kind of stuff, right? It's just that, you know, like the exact mechanics from a stat point of view. Like if you looked at it on the screen, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's righteous fire. But if you look at the stats, it's like works quite differently.
There we go. Thank you. I had to ask for Pox.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's no righteous fire right away in the early access. You know what that means? I'm free! No, just kidding. But no, really, I am. I get to go play whatever I want until it comes out, so it's kind of cool.
Whether or not you can modify these maps, meaning can you like further modify the...
Sorry, you're talking about different. Okay, so you're talking about the trees at the end where you add the difficulty. Yes, exactly, yes. Yeah, so yes, there's 4 tiers. Yes, that's correct.
4 tiers. But wait, can you mod?
So beyond that, can you then modify the bosses themselves? Are the bosses static and you modify on your tree only, or are the bosses almost like maps? You know how you can modify like invites, for instance, from PoE 1?
He knows
so
this is the question.
Further modify these?
Let me think about that. So generally speaking, not. So I'm pretty sure the Brimstone can't get mods.
Yes!
Can Simulacrums get mods?
Who cares? No, they can't! Fuck them! Yes!
I'm not actually sure.
Fuck yes!
The ultimatum ones.
What I'm fucking talking about, baby!
Have that extra mechanic.
Yo, PoE 2 is gonna be a 10 out of 10 game, bro. It's gonna be 10 out of 10.
What I'll say is, in general,
it's gonna be 10 out of 10.
It's not like upset if they make any design decisions based upon satisfying the need to move a microtransaction cosmetic forward. If they don't want to have a crafting bench and you bought a crafting bench microtransaction in PoE 1, you can transmog the other bench. Who gives a fuck, man? Are you fucking kidding me? I think if one person complains about that, like this might be a little bit of an extreme take, I think it's life in prison. I think you need to be locked away for life for saying that.
Other things out there, unique item design. That's definitely it, right? That's definitely it, right? That's it. That's it, bro. That's it. Oh, we're gonna make the most badass. Oh, fuck, my thing just fell off, bro. Oh, man, it is gonna be the most badass bleed unique you've ever seen, baby. Oh, man. Oh, it's gonna be so fucking OP, bro. Oh, boys. We are gonna make bleed great again, let me tell you.
This is gonna be Quinn's first build. I can already see it. This is like the perfect build for him. He would just stop after killing 3 white mobs after losing like 10 ES. Gotta double my yes. And he would just sit there channeling for like 5 seconds while you're just like, oh man, come on, Quinn, you only lost 15 ES. Gotta double it.
GGG are fantastic. I love Path of Exile. It's the only game that could get me to quit WoW. Alright, it's the only game. I played WoW I played WoW for years. Basically almost ruined my life. And PoE did it better.
As far as we know, I could be better at PoE 2 than Ben. We don't know. We haven't seen the gameplay yet.
Journalist working for a company. You can guess which company it is. And he was fighting this boss, and he was going like this all the time. Like, oh, fuck, I'm dying. So Preach looked over. It's like, should I help this guy? And then he looked at him doing the fight, and the dude was basically just face tanking, not dodging shit, and just dying all the time. So about half an hour, 40 minutes later, this game journalist takes a break, walks out, gets some food. There was food in the back of the room near. He went for a food break, and then he comes back. Does the exact same thing, didn't change his strategy, didn't try to improve, did the same thing for 30 minutes or 40 minutes, and then rage quits real life. He rage quit. He left the actual venue and did not come back.
I'm kind of stupid, but Archmage kind of like solves itself. Basically, you just get mana and deal damage. And because I'm stupid, I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to go an Archmage Chronomancer.
This is the point where like Octavian is standing behind me and I'm like, wait, so there is these videos that play for some skills. And he's like, yeah, you can actually open multiple of them. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, say no more. And I start opening these skill tutorial videos. And like filling the entire screen up with skill tutorials. And they all play perfectly fine. And he's like standing behind me, egging me on. Like, yeah, you can open all of them. Oh, yes.
One shots. How are one-shots in Endgame looking right now? I'm not talking about bosses using huge abilities and obviously one-shotting you, but I'm just talking about randomly mapping your mediocre defenses and you just get one shot out of the blue. Is that happening in testing, or is that avoided for the most part?
Well, it's definitely happening at the moment, and that's because we just haven't finished the balance of a lot of monsters, and it's one of those things that's actually really hard to completely root out because there are a lot of.
I think most of the classes are going to fall off when it comes to endgame bosses, or if you're a ranger, it's going to fall off before you get out of the campaign. That's my prediction, and then ES builds will be able to be the ones that are doing endgame bosses, and the other builds just won't be really. Or they'll only be able to do the easier versions of the fights. Ranger hater, man, I'm just giving you the facts, okay? I'm just giving you the facts. Rangers are gonna be weak, pathetic, okay? They're gonna struggle their way, dying in the campaign, and then once they finally get to maps, chain dying, resetting the atlas, being like, what the hell? What is this? Why is my build so garbage? Because you're a ranger.
I was so sad when I saw the bell has limited hits. So you know why that is? It's because it was broken by group play, because other people could like just trigger the bell, and so you had an idea. Yeah, as expected, always broken by group play. So fun fact, Octavian told me that the bell in group play was crashing the game before they limited it for hits, because you could have two monks and they would put two bells next to each other, and you hit the one bell and the bell would blow up and trigger the other bell, and the other bell would trigger the other bell, and it would it would crash the game like instantly. So that's the they had to limit the bell hits because of that. Very PoE thing.